Hi, I'm Daniel from Gear65, and today I want to show you how our episodes of Gear65, which is the weekly gadget show where we review gadgets, is actually done on iMovie. I'm going to actually show you how we actually edit Gear65 number 28, which is the episode on the Canon 500D DSLR camera on iMovie today. Alright, so let's get started. So this is iMovie 09, and this is the one that we use. We started with iMovie 08, and iMovie 09 actually greatly improved. So let me just introduce to you some of the segments within the standard iMovie. Okay, so right here, this is the events library. Each time you import your videos, you actually put them into events, and all the video clips are actually up from here, and over here this is the preview window, of course, and the bottom, this is the projects section. This is where your projects actually all go, and once you start editing a project, you will see them all down here. This is something what you actually used to know as a a storyboard, except that on iMovie 08 and 09, it's a cross between a timeline and a storyboard. I'll show you later. Alright, so let's begin by creating a new project. And we can do that by clicking on the plus sign right here, which will open this little thing here, and we're going to call this Gear65 number 28. So my challenge today is actually today is actually edit this entire video within 10 minutes, or in this case 8 minutes, now that 2 minutes are already over. Okay, I'm going to set some settings, and the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to enable playhead info. What this does is that it allows me to see the date and the time that this video was recorded, which is important because we're going to be doing picture-in-picture. The next one I'm going to do is enable advanced tools, that one was in the preference section, and what it does is it allows us to do cutaways and picture-in-pictures as well. Okay, so once that is done, let's begin. Okay, I'm going to look for an event that we created the first time we began Gear65, and that is the intros event. That's because our intros is inside. So this is how you actually add a clip into iMovie. Right, so basically what you do is that you select the start of the clip and that you want it to start, and then you select the end, which in my case it will be about here. Alright, and then after that you just drag it into the project, and as you can see, the transition has been automatically added in already. Okay, so let's go back to our Canon 500D event, which is right here, and let's start putting in the intro, which we record at the back, at the end of the whole thing, because it's the least important, and it starts from about right here and ends about right here. Right, and let's drag it right in. Okay, and then after, let's go to the first section of the video clips of our video, which starts at about 5 and right here. As you can see, as I'm moving this, I'm already skimming through the video, which is really useful. Alright, 52, 42, 52, which is right here. And I'm just going to throw this in. Not only does the video skim, the audio skims as well, so you can actually do this, watch the transitions, and actually hear the audio. So that's how you actually know how precise it is. If you want to be even more precise, you can actually click this little button here. There's something called a precision editor, right, and that will actually create something like this. So you can actually go down to seconds, find the part where you want it, and then after you can just double click it, and it will actually, once you do that, you'll turn off the automatic transitions. Double click it, and it will actually readjust the clip. Right, so let's continue. I'm done with this part. Okay, I'm going to re-enable the automatic transitions. Okay, alright, I'm going to find the second section of the clip, which is basically the entire of my second clip, which you can right click and select to do that. Alright, and then let us do the outro, which begins at right about here. We're 5 minutes in and we're almost done. Hold on, 5, and we end off right here. And we throw this in. Let's test it out.
And we'll see you guys next week. Bye. Bye.
And perfect. Alright, next thing we're going to do is the titles. to enable the titles, all you do is just click on the little T, this one right here, okay, and it will open the title browser, and which in this case we use something called the lower third, and we're just going to drag this to the bottom, to the end of our thing, and they will ask us to choose a background. The one that we always choose is called industrial, okay, and then we're going to put in our URL and the place where we filmed it, and that's it. At this point of time, we can actually pretty much just end off the entire episode right here and start exporting the video clips, because that's it. This is our normal episode, right? Except, we're going to add in a few titles here and there, but of course, we're going to add a little bit bonus right here, because this is a video, this episode we're actually reviewing the camera. So I'm going to very quickly, I have about 2.5 minutes left to show you how we do picture in picture. Alright, so let's get started. Let's go in and let's go back to iMovie again and look for the video clip, which is this one right here, and I'm gonna select the entire clip. Alright, and I'm gonna go somewhere to the start. Now this is where it's very important, if you have two cameras, it's important that you actually synchronize the clock on both of them so that you can be able to throw in the clips a lot more easier. Alright, so I'm gonna throw this right in, and I'm gonna hopefully throw it into somewhere around, let's see, right here, okay? So the moment I do that, right, this is where you have something like this, okay? You have audio only, cutaway, picture in picture, green screen. Okay, my recommendation, just play with these four. Don't touch anything else, especially not inset, alright? If you want to do something like inset, choose cutaway instead, because when you do that, it adds a second layer and you can at least move the clip around if you need to. So the one we're going to be doing is picture in picture, alright? And this little pop-up will actually appear. Oops, sorry, no pop-up. So what happens is it creates a second layer, and what we're going to do right now, if you take a look right now, right here, by the way, each time you see a red dot, is actually kind of like a sample, right? So the sample actually previewing on this particular red dot, and what you can actually see right here is that you actually already have a picture in picture on this part here. This is actually the video that is coming out from the Canon 500D, and the background is actually the video that's coming out of our main camera. And what we want to do is we want to swap this, so we can actually change that. So what we do is we select, we select the clip and we choose this little thing here, and we select clip adjustment, and this will open up a little pop-up like this. Right, on the picture-in-picture effect, we're going to choose right here. This is different kinds of picture-in-picture effect. This one just dissolves it in. There's something called zoom. Basically, this is a the clip will zoom out, and this one is called swap. This is something unique. What it does is that it swaps the foreground, as you can see right here. It's already changing it. It swaps the foreground with the background. All right, and then I'm going to enable, let's say, a border. Maybe drop a shadow. Click done. And right now, the Canon 500D is in the background, and this little tiny little box right here, this one is the picture-in-picture that's coming out of our Sanyo camera, and I can actually move this around. I can even resize it if I want to. Alright, okay, click on done. The next thing you need to do is that you need to make sure that the audio is in sync, because if the audio is in sync, the time is in sync as well. So we're going to test it right now. And so the nice thing, so you can see that my clip isn't in sync, right? So I don't really have time to do that, to do the adjusting, so you just gotta do the adjusting yourself. Just move them around a little bit, okay? Until you get it in sync. It's very important, alright? So once you got it in sync, you can start cropping the video. So in this case, I'm gonna crop the ends here, and I'm gonna make it end of about here. And even then, the video clip is not going to move, and that's it. Entire episode of Gear65 is done with picture in picture. Alright, so how we're going to export it, we're going to actually go up here to the share and select either YouTube or export movie. Okay, and if you actually want to change it to something else, let's say non-HD, just right click anywhere. You can actually duplicate a project. Once you can duplicate it, you can just right click on the project in the library, duplicate it, and then after that change the aspect ratio. By changing it, it will actually automatically readjust all your titles and all your picture-in-pictures and all your effects, so that they all work very well. So you don't have to worry about whether they will actually look strange or anything like that. And I'm gonna actually go up here to share. Alright, I can just export movie or YouTube. The dialog boxes are about the same. Choose either HD or medium, which is the ones that we use for different formats, and that's it. Export it and your video is done. Alright, so that was how we actually do Gear 65 on iMovie 09.